Welcome to today's videos on anything tutorial series, and in today's video we are going to learn how to create our very first automation, how we're going to create our very first workflow. In our previous videos we've learned how to install anything, the various installation options that are available for us, and then also the various hosting options that we have to consider. So we also learned about the triggers and then the nodes, the actions, that whatever thing that anything entails. And today we're going to practicalize all those things and create our first workflow. And this is the page you're going to have right in front of you once you open anything. And you can change the name. I decided to use anything tutorial. You can change the name of your workflow, and I would like us to begin. So let's click on the plus icon to open up that first step. And we learned about trigger, what trigger is, and how to trigger our workflow. And in this video, we are going to start off with a chat message. The chat message is where you trigger the workflow by sending a message in the chat section. And whatever thing, and for this chat messages inside anything, not anything outside anything. So the conversation that goes on has to happen here on anything. So let me say hello. And this is the feedback anything gives us: session ID, whatever, which is of no use to us. We don't understand what's happening because we've not given anything, any instruction to give us any answer, or we've not attached any brain. So let's attach a brain. Let's say I would like to add an AI agent. Yeah. And just as we searched and then we got it, there are lots of things there on the right side. Once you search it up, it pops up for you to use it. It depends on what you're creating and what you have in mind to actually create. And before I actually go on, I would like to explain to you about this configuration panel that opens up. On the left here, you can see this is input, and input basically in this sense means that everything that is coming from the previous node. So for the previous nodes it will be an output, but once it comes here is an input. So the AI agent sees whatever thing that came out of the chat session as an input, and we can see the message that we sent here, and it has a variable chat input. So the chat input is the chat input is the variable, and hello is the message that is stored in that variable. And the output is what AI agent is also going to display. And once AI agent has displayed that, if we are to add another node after the AI agent, the output of the AI agent is going to be the input of the next node that comes up. I hope you understand that. So the input is everything that comes from the previous node. The output is everything that goes into the next node. And here in the middle is just our configuration section where we have to configure that node that we've selected. So here we are having AI agents. That is the current node that we are using. And I would like us to go back. AI agent is added, and we can see three things here that we have to add up that may look a bit some way. And we're having chat model, we're having memory, and then we're having two. The chat model basically will be the brain. The AI agent currently is just an empty thing, an empty vessel, nothing to do, unless we add a chat model that attach a brain to the AI agent. And for chat models, there are lots of them that we can choose. We have Anthropic chat model, we're having Azure, we are having DeepSeek, Google Gemini, and a whole lot of options. We are having OpenAI, which is what most of us are actually familiar with. I have an OpenAI. So let me show you. Mostly you can use Gemini, OpenAI. You can actually use all of them. It depends on what you want to use. So let me start off with OpenAI chat model. So for the OpenAI chat model, you will have to add an account. I'm already having an account here. So for you who is not having any account, let's create a new account. Once you open up a new account, you will see that there will be a need for an API key. If you don't know how to get an API key, you have to search up platform.openai.com/API keys. And once you come here, you will see create new secrets, and you create a new API key. You can name it Ken, and don't touch anything here again. create secret key. And once you create it, they they will give you a key, and that you can copy and then go and paste it and use it, right? One thing that you should know about OpenAI API keys is the fact that once you copy them, you have no access to it again. Once you copy it and you close it, you have no access to it again, which means you have to really save your API keys. You really, really have to save it. And it is also something that you don't have to let anyone have access to. So once I'm done, I'm coming to delete it. Because once someone has an access to your API key, it means that they can be using up your credits, right? And right after I'm done with this video, I'm going to delete it. So API keys, you copy, you come and paste it, and you save. And one thing about OpenAI API keys that you should also know is that API keys for OpenAI is not free. You have to buy some credits, and I've actually bought $5 credits that I've been using for a while now. It's not so much expensive. Once you buy them, you have a lot of credits to use, so you can do that. And I add OpenAI key, OpenAI chat model. So let's now get back to our message and say hello. Since now we have a brain attached, the brain understand what we sent to the AI agent. Hello, how can I assist you today? And that is the work of the brain that has been attached. So instead of the OpenAI chat model, you can also try um, Google Gemini. The good thing about Google Gemini is the fact that they give out free credits for you to use. So you don't really have to buy credits just as you have to do um, for OpenAI. So let's go, let's configure it. And I'm already having an account. So for you who is not having any credential, let's create a new credential. And for that too, you will have to visit ai.google.dev, and when you come here you have to scroll down to explore models in AI in Google AI Studio. Once you click on that, you can now come here to get API key. Click on get API key and create a new API key. After creating that, you will get a new API key that will be generated for you, just as what happened in OpenAI. Just copy it, go back to anything, and paste it. And paste it and save. Right. So now it's saved. And we've gotten to see what the chat model is. Now let's move on to the memory. And the memory is what makes the AI agents be able to remember whatever conversation that goes on. And right now, let's say my name is Kennedy. My name is Kennedy. Oh, so there is a problem with the Gemini chat model. Let's open up and see what the problem is. Okay, so the problem is with the model. So let's choose 1.5 flash 002. Let's copy the same thing and paste it. Yeah. Okay, now it works. It's nice to meet you, Kennedy. Is there anything I can help you with? Let's see, what's my name? I've already told it my name, that my name is Kennedy. What is my name? But because there is no name attached, it says that, oh, I said, what is name? Okay, let me say, what is my name? I do not know your name. I have no access to personal information because there's no memory. Now let's attach a memory to it. Simple memory. And just as I explained earlier, the left hand side, which is the input, is everything that is coming out from the previous node. And let's get back. Now that I've added a memory, let's test and see if we can remember our name. So let's go back and copy my name is Kennedy again. All right, it's nice to meet you, Kennedy. Is there anything I can help you with? All right, what is my name? Right now, I've told him my name, so let's see whether the AI agents will remember my name. Your name is Kennedy. So that is what the simple memory does. And you have options to add up a number of lines that the message can remember. So you can see from that here we are having 5 messages that the AI agents should be able to remember, which for now it is okay, which for now it is very fine with us. Right. And that is it for this simple AI bot that we have created. So let's say then the tools are other, there are tools that we can actually add to our agents. So we have a lot of tools here that you can go through and see which one you would like to add. It depends on what you have in mind to actually create. It depends on the problem that you want to solve. Oh, so let's say I would like to add something to, let me say I would like to send an email to someone, right? Let me say I would like to send an email to someone, and for that too you have to configure the email just as we've done that earlier. So let me create a new credential for you, those of us who are not having any credential already. So we can see here we need a client ID and we also need a client secret. Let's go to Google Cloud. So you have to search up console.cloud.google.com, and once you do that, you will have to, I have a project that I've created here, but if you are not having any projects, they'll be asking you to create a new project. So you create a new project, you name it tutorial. That is what you want. Just name it any way that you want. Tutorial, and you wouldn't have to add any organization for now. And once it is created, okay, it's now creating. Okay, so now it's created. You will have to click here and select it. So we've selected the new projects that we've created. Now you have to go here and come down to API and services, come down to auth consent screen, OAuth consent screen. All right, so once you come up here, you now have to come here and get started. The app information, you have to create an app on Google Cloud, not app like, but you want to access the Google Cloud, so you have to create an app. Let's call it Ken's app. Not so much necessary, but whatever name that you choose is just yourself. And the audience, it has to be external, and the contact information, we have to use our email, and let's create, agree to whatever, and create it. After creating our app, we have to now go to audience, and what we are coming to do here is to add test users. So add users, and the test users that we are going to add, we have to use the email that we want to use, the email address we want to use on anything, and you just add that and save. You have access to 100 test users that you can add. You can add, a lot of emails that are up to 100 to the Google Cloud as your test user. Once that is added, we can now go to clients. For the client, you have to add a new client. application type, web application. Um, the name, you can also choose any name here, anything. And for the authorized JavaScript origins, just forget about it. Add an authorized redirect URIs, and that is where you go back to anything. Come and copy the OAuth redirect URI and come back to Google Cloud, paste that, here and create. And now that is created, we can see we are having a client ID and we are having a client secret. So you have to now copy your client's ID, go back to anything, paste your client's ID, go back to Google Cloud, copy your client's secret, come back to anything and paste your client's secret. Paste your client's secret. And that is it. You just save it. Once that is saved, you have to sign in with Google, which I'll say I've already done that, but let me still do it. And then you make sure the email that you used to the email you added as a test user, that is the email that you should add here to the anything. You continue and you make sure that you select all the confirmations. And now that is done, we can see your account has been connected, which means that now we can send an email to whoever we want to send an email to. But then we cannot send an email with the in-chat node. So let's say we can add Telegram. Let's add a Telegram node to that instead of the in-chat message. So let's add a Telegram. Let's add Telegram. Right. Telegram on message. Let's create a new account, a new credential, and let's go to Open Docs. You scroll down here. So now let's go to bot father and you start a bot. It will redirect you back to your Telegram app if you are having the Telegram app. And these are just the informations of the bots that I've already created. So what you have to do is to now type in /new bots. All right, a new bot, how are you going to call it? So your bot, how are you going to call it? Let me call it anything class. That's the name you're going to call it. So make sure you use a name that you can remember. Now let's choose a username. Let's say class bots. Sorry, this username is already taken. New class bots. You have to add the bots. Sorry, this, wow, Kennedy's. All right. Congratulations. Now this is the bot that we've created, and we just have to come and copy this and use this access token to. This is the access token that we are going to use on anything. Now let's get back to our anything and paste the access token here and save it. Bot information has been saved. All you can do now is to go back and add it to the node. So we just have to click and drag and connect it. Let's see what happens. Right now, it means that we can only send the message, unlike the in chat that we can open up a chat here and type the message. This time we have to open the bots, the Telegram bots that we've created, and then send in a message. Right now, let me see the problem with the Gmail as well. All right, so the Gmail is asking for the email address, then the two. So for that, we will let the AI to make that decision. So let's say we will send everything through the Telegram chat. So let me allow AI to answer that. Subject AI will answer that and turn this to text, not HTML. and the message to AI will answer that. And that is done. Let's go back. Let's go back to Telegram to send in a message. Let's go to the bots that we've created. So that is the name, Telegram bots. Let's start a chat. Send an email. Send an email to Kennedy. Oh, so now since there is no email or any contact list that the AI agents can pick from, you will have to manually add the email account that I'm hungry. And there is also another problem. Anything has actually received a message. We can see here that he has received a message. The message first name Kennedy, whatever. What is the test? The test says that send an email to the name that I'm hungry. All right. Let's go back to the agents to see what the problem is. So just as I talked to you about the inputs and then the output, everything that came from the Telegram trigger is actually showing here. And here is the problem. The problem with the AI agents is the fact that the prompt user, which is whatever information that is coming in, is still making use of the in-chat node. So the AI agent still thinks that it only has to receive message from the in-chat trigger that we were using earlier. And for us to be able to change that, we have to use define below. And for the user prompt, the user message, which is the message that the AI agents should work on, the message that is coming in for the AI agent to work on. And this is a drag and drop, something less as I mentioned earlier. We have to drag the variable. You are dragging this variable inside. And it's not something that you are going to do every single time because it's a variable. And the AI agent is always going to make use of the variable. You didn't copy this text inside. You copied the variable inside, which means that this text is always going to change once the Telegram trigger receives a message. So whatever message that you receive is what's going to reflect here. And that is how it works. So we've copied the message in here, and now the AI agents can now understand and process whatever message that we've sent to Telegram. Let's go back again. Right. Let's go back to Telegram to send that same message back again and see how it works. No, but before we actually do that, let's execute the workflow back again. To execute workflow, and then now you can go to Telegram and send it. What's problem now? Error in subnode, simple memory. Okay. Now the problem is also with the memory. Let's check from the memory and see what problem is coming from the memory. Same thing. The message that is also the simple memory is also assuming that the message that is coming in is also coming in from the chat trigger node, which we were using earlier. So these are the little things that will be stressing you. Let's drag in or we can actually use the chat ID so that the chat ID makes it easier. So let's say I am the person that triggered the first message, like say hello. Now the AI updates it by my ID so that every next message that I'll send, the AI will remember that it is coming from me. But if I put the text inside the key, it is always going to be different. So let's make use of the ID. Okay, right. And let's go back and execute workflow again. So since right after I clicked on execute workflow, the workflow actually continued working since it didn't finish up. So right now it's drafting the message. Right. We are also having another problem with the Gmail. Right. So let's open up the Gmail Let's see what the problem is. All right, forbidding perhaps your user credentials, Google API has not been a project. Wow. There is another thing that we also didn't do in the Google Cloud configuration. Let's go back to our Google Cloud and see what the problem is. One thing that we have to do after creating our client ID and client secret is to add or is to enable the API. Wow, what a day. So let's go to this side, API and services, enabled API service. And let's search for, since we're making use of Gmail, let's search for Gmail. Search for Gmail, click on it and enable. If, just as we saw earlier, since it was not enabled, we cannot use it. And it happens to all the other Google products. If you want to make use of that, you have to come up and enable them. There are lots of them out there that you have to enable: Google Sheets, or Google Drive. All those ones are there. You have to enable the APIs before you can use them. Let's go back to our anything again. Wow. All right. Now let's go back to Telegram and send back the message again. Oh, I forgot to execute workflow. Let me go and do that. Now we go back to Telegram to send the message. Now Telegram has received the message. It is processing, and we are hoping this time it works. Exactly. Now the message has been sent. Let's open up and see what message was sent. So now let's see from the Telegram. Let's start off from the Telegram. The message ID 5. The message ID 5. This is the ID. Is bot false Kennedy, first name Kennedy, which is not very important. The text is that send an email to whatever that I'm hungry. Let's go to the AI agents. Once we open up the AI agents, we can see the output. The output ID, whatever, indicates that an email with the message "I'm hungry" was successfully sent to whatever. Let's go to the tool, the AI tool, the Gmail tool, to see the message that was sent. All right. Okay, subject. Okay, this is the message. So the subject is hungry. The message, I'm hungry. That is fine. Let me open up my Gmail and see. All right. The message it was given, a subject, I am hungry, and the message was, I am hungry. This message was sent automatically with anything, whatever. So let me get back and show you how you can actually disable the this message was sent to anything, was sent by anything, whatever. We don't need that. We don't want clients to see or people to see that this message was sent to us using anything. All right, so what we can do here on the Gmail configuration is that we can open up the add options, append anything attribution, we turn it off. And once that is off, it means that our message will go without they adding this anything, whatever is attached. All right. And we can also say that the message was very raw. The message was, oh, I'm hungry, which was very raw. Because that is what the chat's memory, the Google Gemini decided to send. That is the order they wanted to send because they didn't think about it. Even though that is the brain, but this is what do the thinking. This is what gives the instruction for the brain to, work on it. So now let's enter agents. And this is the user message, which is more like always going to change. It depends on what the person sensing. But there is something called the system message, the system prompt, the user prompt. and then the system prompts. So the user prompt is the one that you sending. The system prompt is what your bot or your AI agents, the knowledge that they have, the instructions that has been given to it, right? So something like ChatGPT, the user prompt is what you send to ChatGPT, but the system prompt are the specific instructions that has been given to ChatGPT inside. That doesn't change. Maybe there shouldn't be an entertainment of some negative words or those things. ChatGPT is also restricted to provide some answers to you. That is the system prompts, right? And the user prompts is going to change. So now let's change the system prompts. The system prompt should be like, it's just a very simple user prompt that I'm going to use. But most times, if your AI, if your agent that you're creating is complex, you need a very good user system prompt, right? The nice and polite, make the message a bit longer. That is it. The AI will do the magic for you. Basically, this is how AI agents works. We've gotten to understand some uses of, oh, I didn't save it. It's fine because this is the end of the, but then we can see that we didn't get any feedback even in Telegram after we sent the message. We didn't know whether the message has been sent. The message is yet to send the message. We encountered a problem in sending the message. We didn't get anything from Telegram. It's just that we just kept on sending messages that was not giving us any feedback. And what we can do is that we can actually add a Telegram node to the chatbots, and with that we can go to add node Telegram, gets a message, get a message. This time it's not we sending a message, but then we are getting a message, right? And basically, that is it. So in our next videos, we are going to learn a lot. We are going to create a bit of a complex AI agent. I'll be taking you through how to create an agent like this. So this particular agent, we made use of Telegram. And just as I even explained earlier, you can see that this time there is a Telegram node that has been attached that receives the messages from Telegram or from the AI agent, right? So in this particular agent, the message is sent on Telegram, the message is transcribed, AI make this decision, sends an email, it's the Google Sheet, or contact details are actually here that the AI agent is going to pick from to send the message. So join me in my next video as we dive deep into how to create a simple automation like this, a simple AI agent like this one. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.